I know y'all can hear me. Okay, on today, we are auditing all the systems in your business because I want to make sure that you get from this idea in your head to something that you can go out and talk to humans and get some money right quick. Because they're crashing. The the global financial system is being reset right now while we're at war. We still got black people online talking about this ain't our business and we not at war. Yes, we are. But let me go ahead and get the Zoom. Let me get the Zoom. Hold on. Bringing in the Zoom. Bringing in the Zoom. Ah, bringing in the Zoom. Here we go. Well, good morning, good evening. What it do? How are you? Hootie hoo. Happy Wednesday too. I am the sound of money in your ear. Dollar Avant. That's still double L. I'm off an imitator, never duplicated. They call me the $1 billion babe, aka the pitch queen, aka the people's coach, aka Coach Dollar Bill. And you are in the dollhouse. This is the home of high value entrepreneurs. Over here, we're getting off the financial grid. Listen, we don't have time to play. Okay, so I'm gonna do like 5 minutes. Give me 5 minutes. Four or 5 minutes. Just we're gonna do just a little bit of geopolitical. Okay. For those who don't know, I have been basically yelling. Like, I don't yell for real. Like, I'm pretty calm. I'm pretty chill, but I'm kind of yelling. I've been yelling since like 2023-ish, sort of. Slash, yeah, basically 2023. When I was leaving the country, I was out. Like, I'm moving to Switzerland. God bless you all. Like, I had a bon voyage party and the whole thing. Okay. Because it's the end of America as we know it. Now, honestly, you ask my family, they know that I've been saying this since 2012, 2014. I said the world will end in 2026. You can ask them. One day you're going to meet them. I'm not lying. But anyway, fast forward. And I was like, it's kind of over. And they were like, what do you mean? It's, what are you talking about? You're so dramatic. I had my people who respect me, people who I do work with, you know what I'm saying? They know my credentials. They've been in meetings with me. We've gone into like, not the White House, but basically, like all these rooms, they know who I am for real. And then I'm like, y'all, I'm pretty sure it's the end of the system as we know it. And they're like, oh my God, you're such a little woman. Like, you're being dramatic. Okay, fine. So I've been saying this since 2023. I said World War III is the end of the American system as we know it. And we need to get some money and get out the way. I've been saying this. Okay, so fast forward. We have now started, dropping bombs or whatever is going on. In Iran, if you've never been there, I mean, some people never been to Dubai. They don't understand this part of the world. Bahrain, UAE. My first investor in Aquagenuity. Is this public record? I think it's public record. I'm not sure. But anyway, let's just say they were related to the former ambassador of the UAE. Okay, I got friends all over the world. And what's going on right now, this is not normal. This is not like, oh my God, look at them doing something silly again. Look at them. Okay. It's not our business. We're resting. Like, I got black people. Oh, we're resting. We're chilling. Child, they shouldn't have voted. I'm the 92%. Y'all asked for this. So now here you go. This is not that. Everyone pay attention. Everyone. I got 3 minutes left. Okay, listen. In April 2020, wait, I'm going to quote the wrong year. I think it was 2024. Let me go with that. In April 2024, was the first time, just quietly, nobody's paying attention. Everybody worried about who's run for president and all that. OPEC. If you don't know what that is, Google it. OPEC. They completed a purchase, a transaction rather, around oil without using the US dollar. Okay. I'm a Harvard trained historian and economist. Stick with me. Just follow me. Now, what that meant was it's the end of the era where the US dollar is the global reserve currency. Nobody peeped it. It wasn't on major headlines. No, we were too busy talking about Diddy right at that time. That was January 2024. Cat Williams went crazy. Everybody went crazy. Oh my God. Hollywood. Oh my God. Like, we didn't know, like, this was new information. And you're like, oh, I can't believe it. Like, da, da, da. Before Epstein, now, remember now, people were still thinking Jaguar Wright was a nut. They're like, oh, conspiracy. Oh, you're just talking. Oh, you're just jealous because you didn't blow up. Like, whatever, whatever. Okay, fine. Fast forward. So they quietly just like stopped the petrol. In other words, they used a currency other than the dollar to complete an oil transaction, which they had been doing that exclusively since 1971 when Richard Nixon took us off the gold standard the second time, because they really did that in the 30s. But you got to know your history. I can't get into all that. Follow me on Substack, dollavant.substack.com. Okay. So everybody's like, oh yeah, okay, we're off the gold standard, but it's fine. It's fine because the US, we're the best. So now we have to have a narrative. USD, USA, all that. Remember that? I don't know how old y'all are. That came from the 1984 Olympics, if you don't know where that came from. USA, USA. Like Michael Jackson was moonwalking. We were winning gold medals. Carl Lewis was winning the gold. We're the best country in the world. I'm proud to be an American. That came from that era. This was Reagan. We were outside. There's nobody better in the whole world than the United States of America. This was a narrative. We were little babies. What do we know? We don't know. So we're like, yeah, America's the greatest. We running around. We outside. We traveling around everywhere you go in the world. They want to be us. They're copying our energy. Black people, Black culture. But anyway, they want to dress like us, want to be like us. Everybody want to be a tourist and come here and go to New York and go take pictures, go to San Francisco, do all things. Okay. That was all propped up by the fact that the world runs by oil. If you haven't seen the Rockefeller documentary, it used to be required viewing for this group. So just send me a message or something, because I can't pull it up right now. It'll take me too long to find it, but you need to watch it. They took it off of YouTube. It's back now. And I downloaded it because they're going to take it off again. But if you want to understand the entire global financial system and everything that's going on right now, your medicine, your food, everything, it's in that documentary. Anyway, when it was no longer backed by gold, it was backed by the dollar. Okay, cool. So the whole world runs off of oil. Literally, no one can do anything. You can't produce all the products you got, most of the clothes you got on, like everything most of it is made, some petroleum is involved somewhere. Pharmaceuticals, all of it. Okay. Cool. It's fine. So fast forward, 2024. They quietly start doing things without the US dollar involved. The petrodollar just quietly fades to the background. The US dollar is no longer going to be the global reserve currency. Understand this. But they can't announce this. Why? Because everybody would what? Panic. So they keep it under wraps. So they distract us. So they got Hollywood stuff. So Diddy went down. Oh my God. So we're freaking out. That's what I mean. Headline after headline after foolishness after foolishness. Like, have you not wondered why there's so many crazy headlines? Like every day is some crazy, like what is going on here? Like what is happening? That's why. Because if you knew that this was going on, you might go get your money out the bank. You might be like, maybe I should get some different assets. You might, you know what I'm saying? Just maybe. You might be like, maybe I should move differently if you were paying attention. So listen, fast forward to right now. And I want you to understand. Bring it in the Zoom. Come on, Brittany. I want you to understand. See, people on the Zoom don't know I have a whole song for bringing in the Zoom. But anyway, if you watch the replays, you'll hear it. Fast forward to now. They were like, yeah, no, we can't let the US dollar not be the global reserve currency. I'm over my time, but stay with me. I'm speaking to the Black people who think that this war has nothing to do with us and it's not our business. Yes, it is. Okay, so guess what? So that happened in April. Guess what happened in June, July, August of 2023 or 2024, excuse me. Trump gets, somebody said it didn't happen, an assassination attempt. And then right after that, or somewhere around there, the debate where like Biden is just like, he's not saying anything. So like, oh, he's too old. He can't be president. Oh my God. So then he steps down and then black woman, like black lady courtroom. And we all got hype. Because now she's the candidate. So everybody go crazy. So she raised $1 billion. $1 billion to fund her campaign. They're going crazy. All the black people, everybody just excited. Oh my God, here we go. Kamala, or whatever. Fast forward, get to November, it didn't happen. So then everybody's resting. 92%, 92%. 92%. It's fine. It's fine. We told y'all not to vote for him. Like, they made it political. Left wing, right wing. They missed the bigger picture. It's the same bird. I need you just track with me now. This all distracted us from the fact that the petrodollar for the first time did not have, it was not like the standard globally, the US dollar. So 20% of the world's oil supply flows through the Strait of Hormuz, which is controlled, it's right on the edge, right there, by Iran. So now that we're in war over there, guess how many boats went through there in the last couple of days? 3. It's usually hundreds per day per week. They had 3 boats. Everybody else is like, I'm not doing that because if I go over there, they're going to bomb it and we're going to lose all our stuff. Like, nothing's flowing. Oil is about to spike. So guess what Iran, what they do? They start bombing all the other places that we still get oil from and that are also still like secretly propping up the petrodollar. Saudi Arabia, UAE, that's where Dubai is, for those who don't know, Bahrain, and all these places. So listen, if you have a global financial system that's based on the US dollar, and then Russia, China, Brazil, India, South Africa, and others, BRICS, decide, you know what, we don't have to go through the dollar no more. We can do this over here. And the US is like, hold on. Maybe that explains why we keep just Venezuela, Iran. Did you know we have troops on the ground in Ecuador? I bet you didn't know that. Where do you get your news from? We have troops, US military troops on the ground right now in Ecuador. Right now. I bet you they're going to turn up on Cuba again in a minute. Just watch what I tell you. Why is this important? Why do we have to keep doing this? Because we need this US dollar to be a thing. Anyway, I'm over my time. Go to my Substack. Here's my point. It is our business what is going on geopolitically. It is our business what is happening globally, because it is going to directly impact how much it costs to fill up your gas tank. It's going to directly impact the cost of everything, because everything is made with petroleum. It's going to directly impact your ability to do business. It's going to directly impact the stock market. It's going to directly impact the 4, 5, 6, 7, it's 7 companies that are propping up the falsely high stock market right now. It matters. So we can't bury our heads in the sand and keep looking at T.I. and 50 Cent going back and forth as if that's the most important thing in the world. Now, what I'm saying is unpopular. When I say we need to stop resting and start rising, people get upset with me. I literally, because I'm in another group, they're like, well, people need to look deeper into the meaning of words. I'm going to have my rest. What I'm going to do. Okay, you keep resting. And while you're doing that, the money in your bank and your Truist down there in your Bank of America, some people got frozen. They tried to go in their apps today and it said the Federal Reserve is experiencing problems. Please check back later. Somebody else said, we're under cyber attack. It's not in the news, but we actually are experiencing some cyber attacks in the banking industry in this country because of what's happening in Iran. Nobody want to talk about it. I'm a leader. I'm speaking from the seat of the ancestors. Y'all can do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? I let you in the doghouse, you let yourself out. I'm telling you that if we don't get it together and get some cash flow so we can purchase some assets that are outside of this system, that they're in, I almost said intentionally, allegedly crashing. It is crashing right now. If you don't do that, you're going to get caught up in the digital control grid that's coming. Because let's say this goes down. Let's just say hypothetically, what's going on right here? It goes boop, and it's just like, oh my God, crisis. Or let's just say hypothetically, because who knows? I don't know. Another 9/11. What do you believe about what happened with 9/11? Let's say something happens again, a disruptive event. Let's just say. It could happen. It could happen. Angels in the Outfield. That's my mom's favorite movie. And he said, it could happen. Let's just say, I'm not saying, who am I? Who am I? I'm not predicting anything. I'm just saying, what if it happens? And then it's like, okay, due to national security concerns or something, we have to like do X, Y, and Z, A, B, and C. That's going to directly affect your ability to move money, to move you out of the country, maybe to come in and out, cross borders, all types of things. We have to be prepared. What if all of these scenarios happen? I wish we didn't have to prepare for these, crazy scenarios. I wish we could just go back to like 1985 when it was, 1995, everybody want to reminisce about the 90s, you know what I'm saying? And the crisscross and the applesauce and all the stuff, you know what I'm saying? I wish we could go back to a time when all we had to worry about was what sitcom are you watching? I'm watching Martin. What you watching? You know what I mean? But we have bigger problems now. We have to rise. We have to stand in a position taking responsibility for our economic future. Because if you don't, you're going to have to take what they give you. And what they give you is not going to allow for any personal freedoms. That era is over. I need you to understand that. We have entered the age of surveillance. So this absolutely does affect you. So that's why I speak to entrepreneurs. Number one, because you've already taken the step. You've already taken the leap. You already said, you know what? I'm going to do what I need to do to make sure that me and my family are okay. I'm going to take that responsibility myself. I don't want no cap. I don't want no limitations. I don't want no corporate politics telling me what I can and can't do, how much money I can make. And my children's ability to have the life I want them to have depends on whether Brad thinks I'm capable or not. And because I didn't go to Brad's school, I didn't grow up in his community, I don't look like Brad. So that might not come my way. I want a world where I get to determine that. You already decided to be an entrepreneur. Welcome. And I also do this work for people who are in the corporate, but they can see the writing on the wall. I need you to understand that 50% of all white collar jobs are going to be gone by the end of this year. Done. Done data. I didn't say it. The people who work in Silicon Valley said it. The people who run, listen, it's already happening. Y'all can do what you want to do. So when it's like, wait a minute. I might, usually you get laid off, you just go get another job. I can't get another job. What are you going to do? Hopefully you've been saving. Hopefully. Most people are going to start pulling down on their savings. They're going to start pulling down on that 401k they've been, deposited every month or whatever. And eventually that's going to get a little low. And guess what they're going to do? They're going to start taking all the gig working jobs that everybody else is already working. All this Uber and DoorDash and Instacart and whatever. It's going to be bad out here. And I want to be here for those people who are like, I probably need to start a business. I don't know what that means. I have no idea what that looks like. I'm here for you. I got you. Step by step by step by step. We are going to build the system that's going to get you off the financial grid, get you where you can control the money that's coming in and do what you need to do so you could be all right. So you can purchase some assets, not USD. Do not sit in these banks and then you wake up one day and you open up your Bank of America, your Chase account, and it says, sorry for the inconvenience. Please return. Check back later. I'm sorry, what? I need to go to the store now. I need to go to the gas station now. What you mean, check back later? You cannot have all your money sitting in your checking and savings account in 2026 going forward. That's dangerous. What do we do, Doc? Well, I started a class on that. I did teach The Great Escape. I'm going to bring back some more stuff because we need more training on that. But listen, gold, silver, certain things, XRP. You get you some things that are going to survive this reset that we're going through. Because by the time it's on the news has all been bought at this point, y'all. It's over. By the time you see like a really neatly, described narrative, y'all should get that app. It's called Ground News, I think. That's one of the only ones I know that kind of does this aggregation where you can see all the little random articles from all these places. And it's like, where does this information come from? You should get that app and kind of keep up with what's going on and not just read celebrity news and not just read who won the latest sports, or boxing or whatever, but actually pay attention to what's going on out here so that you can keep yourself and your family ahead. That was my rant for today. That was way longer than 5 minutes, but it's really bothering me because I continue to see people posting online, Black people posting online, this war is not our business. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm just over here resting. Girl, I got bills. Keep on. Keep doing that. That's why I said everybody's not going to make it. Everybody's not going to make it. We're not going to make it. I understand that. I have to be okay with that. Everybody's not going to make it. But for those families who are called, it's like, nope, I'm getting off this train and I'm going over here. Well, we're going to be all right. That's what I'm here for. So anyway, welcome. It is, wow, that was long. It was day 63, this 100-day challenge. I'm just saying, because the things that are going on, they're not even reporting how many people have passed away. And I got people, family members and friends of mine who are in the military, you know what I'm saying? People who were stationed in Bahrain and in Dubai and all these places, you know what I mean? They're not even reporting the actual casualty count accurately. You can no longer trust the narrative that's coming out of the greatest institutions in the land. So you got to stay ahead of it. If you stay ahead of it, you'll be fine. We'll be fine. So let me do a temperature check on today. I want to know, because I'm teaching you guys how to build a suspension bridge, how to get from, I got this idea, this is what I want to do, and I'm so excited, da 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 da. Switch that thinking and flip it around and think about, these are the people that I have proximity to, and these are the types of problems that I get to eavesdrop on every day. This is what I hear people talking about and what they want and they wish that somebody would solve for them. And I feel like I'm uniquely positioned to help solve those problems. Because all that problem language, that's the foundation for a successful business. And it's the specificity. It's not for everybody. It's for these people in this position, this particular problem, who I have proximity to, who will let me listen in when they talk about their problems. So if you don't have clarity about that, it is very difficult to move forward. But once you get clarity on that, then we can start to build them a pathway, a bridge from that problem to their ideal solution state. What do they really want? Why does this even matter to them? What's the transformation that they're looking for? And what things can we do to make it so simple for them to get there? So I would like to open the floor. This is a little bit different. I don't usually do this on Wednesdays, but I want to open the floor today because tomorrow I'm going to give you a document that you can use that's going to give you the exact almost like pillars. It'll be like a document that'll work, that'll go with you throughout the rest of your business. You know what I mean? Where you can say, these are the kind of problem categories. I might pull it up today, but the problem categories that you've heard over and over and over again. You talk to enough people, you see some patterns. And it's probably 3 to 5 buckets of problems that you'll hear people talk about over and over and over and over again. And we can just design your whole business, your whole strategy based on that. And then there are pillars underneath that. These become your campaigns, your little product ideas, your little stuff. Those things may change, but the fundamentals don't change. And that's what you call, it's a variation on what I learned. The billionaire mentor that I talked about 2 weeks ago, this is her framework called the message house. And so I've adopted it to make it match with my roadmap metaphor that I use all the time. And so what she does, I can't pull it up, it'll take me too long. But what she does is she tells people to have these 4 or 5 core principles that don't change for the business, right? I don't teach that. Here's why: because that still is internal. That's internal facing. Of course, she deals with big corporations and stuff like that. She's in Europe. But that's a company looking inward and saying, okay, what are we about? What is our mission? You know how people say, write your mission statement. You notice I've never told you to do that ever in the Dollhouse. Not that you don't need a mission statement, but it's not, I don't care what you think. I want to know what the market has to say about this. So hopefully a company that's of the size of the ones that she works with, they should know based on enough interaction with customers, right? And so, but she says, you know, what are your core principles, your values? Like, this is what we stand for. You know what I'm saying? You get 4 or 5 of those. I'm not teaching y'all that. I actually don't believe in that. I'm saying, what are the 4 or 5 categories of problems that you keep hearing over and over and over again that people wish they could solve? And if I had this right, man, things would be different. And if I could wave a magic wand, instead of this, I would have this. Can you define that? And that becomes the basis on which you build all the activities, the campaigns, and so forth and so on in your business. So I want to know how much I guess having clarity about what it is that y'all do and the work that we've been doing so far as day 63, how has that informed the way that you show up for people? Because I'm getting messages, you know what I'm saying, on my phone. I'm getting little emails and things. I had 2 people reach out to me about W2 to revenue. They're like, yeah, I'm gonna need some support, some additional structure. And I'm like, I got you. We're already locked in. Like, they probably will be making 6 figures by the end of this year. If that, it might not even take that long. Because you gotta get the support where you need it. So I just want anybody to come off mute and tell me kind of how you're feeling, what's going on, how much clarity do you feel like you have around who you help, what's your worldview, what you believe, and how you're. It's not just about, oh, I have this idea for a business, but it's more like, based on what I've seen and the patterns that I've seen, this is how I believe I can show up and really make a difference. Do you feel like the clarity exercises we've been going through have been helpful to you? And then how does that translate for you into starting to systematize? These are the problems that I solve. These are the people that I can help. They talk like this, they're talking to me. And this is how I want to start showing up on social media. Anybody want to share? Feel free before I go on today. Because I don't want to just talk. But I needed you to know the urgency. This is not a game out here. We got to get this money and get out the way. I will call on you if you don't get off mute.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Micaiah.
Hey. Okay, so there's so many things that you have taught us, first of all. So I am working on my social media content. I think I shared one day last week, I have my website topics, and then I have my it's 5 pillars now of basically things that keep coming up. And I also had chat run questions that appear in Reddit. I think you had mentioned searching for people's most common questions and stuff like that. So I've been looking at the data and the statistics in the social media platform. So that's been really helping. And then seeing what people are asking online. So that helped me kind of create my pillars. Mm-hmm. And I am seeing a change. So my pillars are time and frustration, that's one, money and panic, fear and avoidance, developer and support frustration, and then inherited website frustrations, basically. So I have those in the money one. I just started this week because that was just my next pillar. And I implemented what you had been talking about with, you were giving us a list of things that people respond to on LinkedIn and Instagram, like the sticky notes and the handwritten things. Yes. So I started, because I do like the sticky notes when I see them, and like the posts that look like it's on a piece of paper and it's got highlights, stuff like that. So I'm like, okay. So I switched my strategy this week to like handwritten notes, Post-its, and then a framework. So I'm getting a kind of flow so that I can kind of center around one idea for the week, but all my social stuff kind of ties to it. So like my Substack, I have the 2-minute money check. I brought it to people's attention that they might be losing
2
money.
minute money check. Okay.
Yes. Yep. It's on Substack now. I'm started telling people about it. It's on my bio and Instagram. But I was like, people don't really check their forms and things like that. So I have a resource library that I'm about to roll out that has the 2 minute money check and then some other resources, 2 other ones that people can do. And I saw someone shared one of my, like the inherited website article that I posted this week on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Someone actually shared it and it's gotten some views, which is amazing.
Let's go.
I didn't even really announce that one yet. So that's exciting.
What I'm talking about.
Yeah. And then TikTok, well, I already messaged you about this, but I actually got a share. And that video that I posted today I've gotten more views on it than any other one of my videos. And they've been up for months. So it's crazy. And then I got a share and I got an extra follow. Someone saved the post. So I was like, oh, okay. People are actually getting value from this particular thing. Now let's, and then let's keep this strategy going and see what else I can do.
That's it. That's how you do.
Experimenting.
You build on it. Like, oh, this worked. Let me do that again. Like,
right.
Do it again.
I'm like, oh.
Do it again. Do it again. My favorite thing to say. Do it again. Do it again. That's beautiful. I love that.
Right. So I'm excited.
That's what I'm talking about. See, y'all, it works if you work it. The robot be mapping, and what we're doing is zooming in. We're zooming all the way in. We're getting very granular in the entrepreneur's roadmap, but it's all in there. I mean, there's nothing new under the sun, first of all. But you know what I'm saying? I don't have to teach no new stuff because we hadn't done the old stuff. But when we implement these things and we get intentional about it, things get different. I love that. I love to hear that when things be working. Because I'm just saying I wouldn't tell you if it didn't work, child. Yes, let's go. Okay, anybody else want to share? What y'all working on and kind of how things are going or how the clarity has been, or are we still struggling with clarity? Talk to me. And if you're on the streaming, I see y'all. Put it in the chat. Put it in the comments, and I'll respond to that as well. Nope. I'm finna call on somebody. I'm calling old people. I'm clicking the thing.
You see.
Hey. Okay. First of all,
okay.
Let's talk about. You got a new Zoom photo.
Thank you.
And it's.
I'm paying for Zoom now. Yeah. Thank you.
Come on. So we're promoting the retreat. Okay, go.
Appreciate you. I was hesitant to come off because I don't feel like a great disciple. Yesterday
Why you keep saying that word? That's
hilarious. Because I'm just like, okay. But what I will say is yesterday I took the time to take all this like information as far as the people that I've been meeting and locate the main people that were really interested. And I started calling people. I want to go listen to that book, Get Things Done, because the one thing you told me from it, if it can be done in less than 10 minutes, that's from that book. I'm like, okay, Tracy.
Yeah, he said 2 minutes. He said 2 minutes.
He said 2
in that book. I said 10 because I'm like, you know what, David? His name's David Allen. I'm like, yep, no. If it 10 minutes, I mean, what you gonna do in 10 minutes? Nothing. Walk around, daydream, pick some lint off your sock. You know what I'm saying? If it could be done in less than 10 minutes, let's go. Anyway, continue.
So this is what I started doing. Is I started calling people. And like I said, this main thing about spiraling up or spiraling down, there's so many things right now that feel like I should be spiraling down. Yet I keep thinking, what's the next lifeline you can hold on to, Tracy, to spiral up? What's the next thought or what's the next simple action you can do? And yesterday I had about 6 Discover You calls, I called them, in regards to the Haiti retreat. And I'm still not all the way there with the Afro method, but what I am getting from what you're speaking to me is I'm not selling them anything. I'm just having a conversation. I'm respecting people's humanity. And I'm just, letting like, hey, what are your thoughts about this? I mean, do you want to go to a place that doesn't have electricity or running water? Like, I just kind of tell them what's there. And like, yeah, and it feels good because even like when they say no, because when I say they say no, like, well, I'm at work, right? This is my work schedule. I'm not going to be able to make it. But I know a Haitian girl or I know this person, or I know this person. And I've been meeting people that they're like, yeah, I've been looking to go on a solo retreat, or this is something that, or it's not the price that's the issue, but man, you didn't tell us, like, we needed more time, but they're like, there's something else about this trip that they do like. So I'm realizing all I need is 20 people. That's the cap off for this trip is 20. So I'm like, Tracy, you can do this, because y'all is always giving these numbers. Yeah, so you're always giving these numbers about, amount, like the person that you said, I think a friend of yours that has like 40,000 followers, or every time they put up a video. But when they had a Zoom, I think you said only 1,000 people showed up, something like they're 90,000.
Yeah, no,
so you're
44 million followers.
45,
and they go live and they get 1,000 people. Child, do that math. Do that math. Yeah. It don't even matter. Yeah.
So that's where I'm at. And then the yoga girl that I was going to apartment with, she contacted me like 2 days ago. I think 2 days or yesterday. She was like, hey, one of the apartments called them back. I told them that you're in charge of the yoga program. And I'm like, damn. And I think that's the reason she did that was because of the 5-star pitch. Because when we went into these places, I was speaking. She was like, whoa. She was like, I don't ever know what to say when I go into these places. And I don't even really have a 5-star pitch for what I did do as far as how I did present it. She was like, I don't even know. I'm just like, yeah, I teach yoga. And she's like, I never know what to say. She's like, you were just like on point. And I think that's the reason why she's letting the people know, like, yeah, Tracy's the point person to reach to set up these programs. Yeah. And that made me feel really good. So yeah, there's a couple of things moving, yet a lot of big things coming on the home front. Yet I am, like you said, making the choice every day. Am I spiraling up or am I spiraling down? And that's what's keeping me afloat and going, not afloat. Afloat is that middle ground. That's what's keeping me picking that next high fruit. Like, what's the next thing I can do to stay happy?
Very good. I love that. And that's what we got to do. Just stay in the momentum, stay in the energy. So what I will challenge you with is imagine what you could do if you intentionally had a pitch and intentionally practice your Afro method and you know what I'm saying? Like, you're just doing it off the energy. Cause it's kind of like growing up. It's kind of like, like when we were teenagers or kids, whatever. I mean, your mom might correct you or something, but it's not like nobody's like set you in a class and you had to take notes like, okay, this is how you introduce yourself. And this is how you talk to humans. Like, you learn that by just being around people. So just by being in the energy, you're naturally, I'm telling you, you're already 82% better than anybody out there just because you show up here.
You're so sweet.
I mean, it's just a fact.
Today I did a live, and I haven't done a live in a while. Like the gym that I was doing most of my lives at, they were like, hey, we can't do that anymore because it's a lot of people are in the picture because it's a group class and it's like a CrossFit. And I was like, cool, that's fine. I mean, it's the gym I work at, but I'm like, cool, that's fine. And it wasn't that I was getting a lot of, I wasn't getting a lot of people watching those, but it was building a cadence where I wasn't as embarrassed to do things in front. So I was happy that they stopped me because it gives me more time to focus on my actual workout instead of repositioning the camera each time. Yet now I'm like, okay, this is where you need to level up and start doing more intentional videos. And today, in the morning, even though I was super tired after coming from the gym and just mentally tired too, I was like, no, Tracy, we're setting up. You're going to shoot a video. And then, I shot a video, I teach yoga to people that don't have time to do yoga, which is also a spin-off of a lot of the things you're telling us. Like, if you do not have time, but you got time to show up crazy to people, like, and I just was teaching them all this stuff and movement. And I really wasn't feeling doing it, but I was like, y'all is showing up every single day. And I'm baffled. Like, I'm like, how? Because I could not guarantee at 2:00 every day I'd be stable enough to show up anywhere.
Child, it's on my schedule. What you mean? I follow the schedule. My schedule is my boss. T-shirt ministry, write that down. My schedule is my boss. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I said I was going to do it, so that's what I'm doing.
Good. That's what's guiding. But I do like what Michaela's saying, because I do want to get on TikTok, and I know you're a high public figure, so that's...
Don't worry about it. The whole world is going left. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Eventually, all these platforms are going left. So that was just one of the first ones that was very in our face about it, but it's cool. Makai got the note. My schedule is my boss. Listen, what are we talking about?
I actually was thinking about this yesterday. That is now my new mantra. I said it to myself this morning. I'm like, let me look and see what
I said I was gonna do it. That's what I'm doing. We didn't have no questions in high school, y'all. The bell rings. It's 11 o'clock. You're not gonna be like, well, I think I want to go to. Well, actually, I did do that in high school, but I could make a movie about my high school career. But like, I'm parking in the front of the school. You're not supposed to do that. I just leave and just go to Subway or whatever and then come back. I was supposed to do that. But you know what I'm saying? The bell rings, you go to the next class. My schedule says it's time to do this thing, so I'm doing the thing. You know what I mean? Like, what are we talking about? There's no like discussion. It's not based on how I feel right now. Like, where do we get that from? What is that? I mean, I know what it is. It's the trauma of all the corporate and all the things we did before, but we got to heal from that so we can show up.
I think you're right about that because I love this saying, my schedule is my boss. And I think I want to not have a schedule so I don't have a boss. I remember last week, I apologized to this girl. I was like, hey, I'm so sorry I missed our meeting. I thought it was yesterday. And she was like, well, there's nothing to apologize for. It's for tomorrow. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, it's almost like I want to mess up. And I don't want to keep a schedule because the more I put on me, the more I add on to these yoga classes and these events that I have to be at, I feel like it's like, oh my God, can I handle it all? But you're right. If my schedule is my boss, I don't have to worry about that.
Like, can I handle physics class? Can I handle calculus? It doesn't matter. You just walk down the hall, stop at your locker, get the book, go into class, sit down. I'm gonna look for my homegirl, and she out of school today. Ain't no telling what she doing. Me text her right quick. You know what I'm saying?
That's funny what you said because I called my best friend after I sat down. I was like, let me call her and check in, start my day.
I'm gonna pull a snack out. I'm not supposed to be eating this snack. I'm gonna eat it right quick. But I'm in class. I'm here. I showed up. It's this time. The schedule said be right here. This is what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. And if I do this for 4 years, I graduate. I get a diploma. And then we go to college and we do the same thing. That's all it is. So we have to just do that for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Brittany is streaming. We got a couple people streaming. She said, working on sticking to a schedule as well. I can definitely relate to leaving structure and floating and not having to create that structure. Now having to create that structure for myself. So this is something we all struggle with. But that's what I'm saying. I'm here to normalize greatness. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to normalize because again, who floats around doing nothing? Trust fund babies and teenagers. That's it. And lottery winners, okay? Now, we know what happens to lottery winners. They float around for 3 years and then they broke again. Okay, we don't want that. We know what happens to teenagers. They keep floating around till their mama, them get tired and they kick them out and then they got to face the real world. So that's not going to work. That's not sustainable. And then you don't have no trust fund. I'm trying to get you in a position so you can change your family tree so the babies coming after you can have a trust fund. You know what I'm saying? So everybody else needs to be on some kind of structure and schedule. But look, unlike the artificial version of capitalism that they, parade in front of us, the one that does detriment to people and the planet, Diddy. All these people running around. Somebody asked me to get on a data center project today. I was like, so you mean to tell me we're going to have the only environmentally sound data center in the world? Is that what you're asking me? Because otherwise, who are you talking to? They're like, yeah, no, we're open to all, because we have a solution for data centers. They don't have to be this destructive. My team's already solved that. I was like, oh, you want to let us, let's come in here and do this the right way? So, yeah, we could protect the planet and, yeah. They're like, yeah, oh, yeah, no, yeah, you're growing now. We need you. Cool, got you. If we figure out how to show up and get things done, not on the system that destroys people and the planet, but according to the natural system, just like trees, flowers, crops, birds, bears, every animal, they're not just floating around. I'm going to do what I want to do. I just want to be, no, there's a system. Here's the ecosystem. We do the thing. The bees do their job. The ants do everybody got a job to do. There's a structure. The sun rises and sets, you know what I'm saying? We're not just like, well, I don't feel like rising today. The sun, I will not shine, because I had a fight with my significant. I'm not rising today. Like, what? That's called chaos. We're going down in flames. Like, we're not gonna make it. Like, no, everything that's sustainable has structure. I just want us to find our natural home base, the place where you are naturally positioned, where you naturally walk into these places and people are talking to you about certain things, and your whole worldview and your whole journey has brought you to this place, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like, I know what to do. I know how to help. I know how to serve. It's like, yes, just take that. Let's put some language around that. And let me help you do that on purpose, on repeat. Nay, on autopilot. Let me help you do that consistently and get paid for it. It's kind of like getting paid to exist. You know what I'm saying? Getting paid just to do what you would have been doing anyway. That's my job here. So if you get on a natural system, you're still going to have some structure around it. This idea that you get to float around, contribute nothing to society, just spin, 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 and middle finger to everybody else. And as long as I get my bags and clothes and what I want, what I need, and where I want to live, and vacation I want to go on, and turn up, and do all of this on the Instagram, and blah, 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 and the best hotels and the best food, and and I do the video and all of it. I could do what I want to do. And somebody told you that that was okay. Patriarchal, capitalistic, individualistic. It's not natural. It's not a natural system. It's artificial. It's not sustainable. Somebody is suffering so that you can win. The servants, the slaves, the people at the bottom, the people who work at the sweatshop who get paid a half a cent, the people at the prison camps who are making this stuff, and all of that. So that idea has been sold to you by the media post 1953 America. And they told you that that was normal to I just want to float around and do what I want to do. Every human society before capitalism was built and rooted in community, Ubuntu. I am because you are. My humanity is inextricably linked to yours. I know that I have to do something to contribute to the whole, because if the whole goes down, I'm going down. If somebody comes and attacks the tribe or the community or the city or whatever we had before 1492, that they don't tell us that was our stuff. Somebody said New York was already here. San Francisco was already here. Chicago, those buildings were already here. That's what they said. I didn't say it. Y'all do your research, do your homework. My point is, whatever was going on before in 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue, and all this whitewashed history that they tell us, whatever was going on, I can guarantee you those people look like us. They didn't look like them. And every society that came, the hundreds of thousands or tens of thousands of human history years before this little blip in these last 400, 600 years, it was rooted in community. So this idea, I just want to float around and do nothing, and I don't have to contribute anything, and I can do what I want to do. Somebody program your brain, and that is the cancer that is destroying our society right now. So when you're ready to heal, when you're ready to mature, when you're ready to come over here and contribute and leave a legacy, so that the great grandbabies will be telling stories about what you did and how you showed up and how you changed your family tree. That's what we do here at the Dollhouse. That's what I mean when I say OG. That's what it means to get out the financial grid. And you can't do that without structure. So structure is not a bad word. This is how you get to the freedom, because I have structure, because I show up, because I make sure that these things are happening and people are getting paid. I'm creating jobs again. Like, I've done this 3 times. This is my 4th time. I'm actually able to help somebody else get some money to be okay. And their babies, pay their mortgage and be okay. So you can't just do that, just floating around, just, no. We need structure. So it's not a bad word. Having discipline is something that you submit your energy to, that makes you stronger. It makes you greater. It anchors you. So you can do more than you could do if you were just floating in the ether. Because remember, the ether, you can't see that. I need you to anchor it down into this 3D realm That's what a schedule does. It takes an idea that you had, or a project that you had, or something that you said you were going to do, or some person you met. Oh my God, we need to get together. Set a time. Now it becomes real. Now it gets anchored in the 3D. Now it makes it something that you can touch and point to and see, and your family can benefit from for years to come. So we love schedules. My schedule is my boss. Anybody else want to share? I guess that's what we're doing today. I mean, it's 3:00. I really don't have to teach no lesson today. I want you guys to fill out the bridge that we made yesterday, the problem bridge. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go look at the replay. It's on YouTube. It'll be in the school. Basically, want to start with the problems that people are continually communicating to you. The people, not the people in your imaginary world, not the people in your mind, the people that you actually have proximity to, that you're actually having conversations with, that you have a pattern consistently. These are the kind of people that I'm talking to, or that I know how to reach out to, or that are somewhere adjacent to my network. What are they saying? What is their problem language? That's probably going to come in 2 or 3 problem categories, and I'll share that. And then if anybody else wants to share, and then we can go ahead on. Because tomorrow is our double-decker day, and I'm going to give y'all a lot tomorrow for Thursday. Let me see. Okay. Here we go. Brittany says, I'm becoming more familiar with my new pitch. I have clarity. However, I still want to talk to people. So she's identified exactly who she needs to start talking to, reaching out to on LinkedIn to learn more about kind of how they think about the work. And that's really all any of us have to do. We don't got to do a whole lot of extra. I'm not sure what I need to do. I can't find my people, all that kind of stuff. Actually, you can. You can figure this out. All you got to do is schedule yourself with people who have the problem that you're uniquely positioned to solve, or that you think, that's your hypothesis, right? And then go call them people and say, hey, I'm trying to build this thing. I'm looking for this. I'm talking about this. I'm focused on this. My idea is this. You got 15 minutes so we can talk about it. They're going to say, sure, because you're not trying to sell them anything. And what do you do in that meeting? You go through the Afro method. And I gave you 6 questions to start that conversation and let them talk about aspirations and frustrations. Then you insert your 5-star pitch, which is rooted in this elevator pitch. So who do you help? I help this kind of person, not your language for them, but their language for them. How do they describe themselves? To go from this problem state to this solution state. And I do that by ... Okay. As someone who has experienced whatever kind of problem, whatever, I help people to go from this problem state to this solution state so they can I believe that the world should not have X, Y, and Z. I believe we should have A, B, and C. So I help this kind of person go from this problem state to this solution state so they could . If you start talking like this, that's why we call it the elevator pitch. We're raising the conversation. We're raising the frequency. And from there, these different problems that people keep communicating to you, you are able to categorize them. So Tracy, let me ask you to fill this out just right now in front of us. I'm putting you on the spot, and just try it. Who do you help? Pick one of the ones at the top and then tell me some of the problem language they use.
All right. I help people that do not have time to do yoga or mindfulness practices and help them make it fun. Problem state, there's stress. That's one problem. Problem number 2, they already work out and don't want to add yoga in because yoga is not a workout. Problem number 3, I help people that don't see the value in mindfulness because sitting down and just following your breath is just a waste of time, and they could be doing something else. Problem set number 4, people that think it's painful. Yoga hurts people. Yoga, it's going to be painful. I'm going to hurt myself. I'm not flexible. I can't touch my toes. And then problem number 5, yoga is a religion. I'm Christian. I can't be a part of yoga.
Oh, that's a big one.
Yeah, that is a big one, actually. Yeah, it is a big one. So yeah, that's where we at with that.
Okay. So how do you feel about that?
Well, I was thinking about that during my video today. That's why I decided to make the video. People don't have time, like stop doing videos based on what I want. Even those videos are fine. Those videos are lots of fun.
They're awesome.
And
You know, I'm a fan.
yeah, they're fun. But I think, and I'm watching which videos that people watch, which ones they're interested in. Like the goat yoga, people seem to love me playing around with the goats. And then when I'm talking about, they say they ethically non-monogamous, I see those videos have good views. But you're right, there are problems that people need to solve, and fun videos are not making money. Mm-hmm. So that's why I need to address the actual issue. So yeah, I can create content based on this. And try not to go down the rabbit hole.
And do the top part again. I help. Who do you help?
Okay. I help people that do not have time for mindfulness practices. It's just, they got other things better to do.
You help them to what?
I help them to transform their lives by using their breath and their movements to balance their energies.
So they can what?
So that they can get more in touch and figure out what the real stresses of their life is, and how their body holds tension and how that affects their day-to-day life.
Okay. So again, I'm asking. No. I'm asking you how you feel about that.
Well, it's not talking about transformation yet. It's not talking about what they get, because like you said, nobody's waking up thinking about this. So there's a missing element of like what's my prize? That part I haven't said yet.
You're not too far from it though. Okay. The main thing I think I'm hearing is that okay. In other words, which is fine. Y'all, everybody hear me say this now. It's fine. Don't get mad at me, okay? I didn't put us in a capitalistic society. We live in a capitalistic society. So the way we're supposed to live, the way, like I said, the way we live for thousands and tens of thousands of years, we pull from the ether. And then we have an idea, a spark or something or whatever, and we say it to the people that are around us, and they pull from that well with us. And then we all, benefit from that. And then we go back to whatever it is we were doing, and it's fine. And it floats back up to the ether. We give it back as an offering or something, and we go on. In a capitalistic society, we don't have people around us. We don't have a campfire. We don't have a home in a city in a village and whatever already built for us. We don't have a system where the elders teach the youngers, and the warriors go out and they get the food, and these people are building the crops, and these people are building the cathedrals, and these people are going out and making trade with the other nations, and these people are doing this. Everybody knows their role, and we all are winning. So you have to build that for yourself. So the way to do that in a capitalistic society where nobody's coming to save you is we got to take a picture of that thing, that spark, that inspiration, that whatever that is that we got from the ether. So that, that was it right there. And then we got to do it again and do it again and do it again so that we can build out all of the value and ultimately the layers of protection that they stripped from us when they took us from our natural state of living in communal societies. Okay. So pulling from the ether is like, I help and then if I ask you that 2 days later and you say something totally different, it is fine, except for I can't build a business on top of it because it changed from what it was 2 days ago. It changed from what it was a week ago. You can't train nobody. You can't build systems on top of it. You can't automate it. And what we're competing against is a literal capitalistic engine that was built on top of us. Y'all remember, capitalism was not built for us. It was built on us. We are supposed to be the stock. We are the stock upon which the stock market was created. You know what I'm saying? The insurance that they were writing and all the original money that came. There's a short film that won an award. As the last time Cornell West called me on my phone because that was my family member made a movie called The Harvard Bubble about, her experience at Harvard years after I went to Harvard. And he called me on my phone, Sister Dog, Cornell West. this movie will make history, you know, da da da. But she made a movie about the history of the slave trade and how that impacted the founding of Harvard. Because all the buildings and all the original families and all the people who sent their kids there, they made all their money on the backs of people that looked like us. And that's just, you know, a reality of okay, that's fine. Okay, we know history. Okay, cool. So therefore, then they made what they made factories. What do they call them? Plants, like the Ford plant. Why they call it a plant? Because they're based off of nature, and they do the same thing over and over and over and over. And you come into work and you take this part, this widget, and you put it in this part of the assembly line, and you and it. They got the time, and you clock in, like they build a whole system. So we have to build something that can overtake that energy. We got to have our own cadence and our own heartbeat and do it again and do it again. That's the only way to get off of their system, to get off the financial grid. And so I need us to know what it is that we're saying and to be able to do that consistently. What's the difference between an amateur singer that one time I'm walking through the mall and I heard somebody, they hit a note, made everybody stop and turn around. Oh my God, what was that? What's the difference between her, and I can't call no famous people name no more, but a world famous singer? It is the fact that the world famous singer can get on a stage, give me a mic, they have to put it up your back, around your dress, and they hang it on your bra strap and all kind of stuff. So they put the thing in your ear. Y'all know I'm a singer, so you can hear, but you don't have no wires and all kind of stuff. And you get on stage, and whether you felt like it or not, whether you had a fight with your boyfriend or not, whether your mama passed last 2 weeks ago or not, you can hit that stage and show out. You could do it in Brussels. You could do it in London. You could do it in Rome. You could do it in Milan. You could do it in Africa. You could do it in Asia. You could do it all around the world on demand. The same level of amazing. That's a professional singer. That's a legend that we can build around that. And all the money and the accolades and this, it's because you can do it consistently and repeatedly. So your pitch is not something like, well, I kind of, yeah, I'm thinking, I know what I do, but it's the opinion. I just like to talk to people. It has to be something that's repeatable, consistent. Every time I ask you this question, you give me an answer. I'm like, yes, because I know this is upside down because it's the roof, but this is the basis upon which everything else is built in your business. So what I would love for you to do, Tracy, and everybody else, is to take the general idea of your pitch. If you haven't nailed it, like this is what it is. If I ask you, hey, what's your pitch? It shouldn't be, I still don't have I need you to get past that. And it should be the same every time. And how do we know that that's our pitch? Because we take all these exercises. So somebody asked me about some exercises. I put the resource guide in the link in the chat somewhere. Go in there, Big Five, says start your engines. Go in there and do that. All this clarity, all these conversations and questions that you ask yourself to really get clear on what it is that you offer people. And then you go out and talk to 50 humans and see, does it resonate? And people keep responding, oh my God, yeah, we need to talk. Oh my God, this is amazing. Oh my God, let's have a meeting. Oh my God, da, da, da. You keep getting that response over and over and over and over again. That's your pitch. Don't change it. Then based on that, we go through the Afro method so we get our problem set. And I think you're really clear on both of those things, but I want you to nail down and own. I want you to own it. That is a piece of intellectual property. That is an asset in your business. It is how you talk about your work. So thank you for sharing. Anybody else want to share? And I'm gonna let y'all go because the homework hasn't changed from yesterday. It is to build this bridge. I guess I'll try to pull that up since we got a little time. We don't have much time. We got 15 minutes. I want you to build this bridge from the problem, not from where you are. It's not about you. Okay, your business is not about you. You want to build a bridge from where you are, not from where you are, from where your customers are, right? To where they say they want to be. And nobody can do that for you. Nobody can make you do that work, okay? You have to do it for yourself. So here we go. For those, I think I got a couple people who might not have been here when we went over this. So I'm going to pull it up one more again. Yeah, here we go. It's so important. So that's why I'm not going to let it go. Okay. So problem category, the same little problem sets that we just saw in the other document. All of that should be down in the far left column. I just need more money. I don't know. I need to make some money right now. I don't know what to do. I don't have no clients. I've been out here, I've been doing this work for 2-3 years, and I don't see it's just not working. It's just not working. They have a flow problem. I told you I wrote down 5 or 6 or 7 of those. I think about 7 of those. People say, I'm just having trouble with my time. I don't have any systems. I feel a struggle with my productivity. I don't have And the answer is you need some tools and some systems. Or people say, they're real floaty and I just want to follow my passion. You know what I'm saying? I just had this dream. I want to do this and do that. I have this idea. I know, it's based and rooted in nothing. I know I'm talented and gifted. I have to take the language that they talk and put it into a category. And so forth and so on, right? Well, I know I need to talk to more people, but I just, I don't know how to talk to people. I don't know how to network, I'm not really good at that. I'm not really a people person. I'm not really a marketer. I'm not really a salesy type of person, I really stay behind the scenes. Okay. Whatever those problems are, and you got to take them on a journey, problem, to something free, call to action, the next step you can get them to solve, that you can help them with, a very simple problem that you can help them to solve. To the next step, to some bonus stuff if they just all in with you so that they can get this solution or this outcome. And they, at the end, should be saying this narrative. The beginning is whatever narrative they want you. So I should add another column about the problem language. But whatever they're saying to you right now when you meet them, everything you build in your business should not be about you. It should be reflecting the problem language that they told you. So something for free that they can sign up for in exchange for their email address. And then we need to put them into an email sequence. Okay? Something that they could pay you for that you don't have to show up and do nothing. They pay the money, it immediately gets delivered to them. Entry level. To bring them into your world. So you get paid to nurture them. Then your original core offer, what you thought you were selling people, that goes right there. And then something that's premium or ongoing or just bonus little stuff that you want to give them access to you at a different level. You can put that in this category. But your business is going to be built here and here. You get leads off of social media platforms, in public speaking, and wherever else we go. And we do that there. And then we bring them onto our platform, our email list that we control by offering them something that's free value. That's what that is. Then we say, here's exactly what you need to do. But if it's not working out for you, I've simplified it. I broke down step by step by step. Go get this thing. Something easy. $25, $99, $200. No brainer. Boom. It's like, okay, you really want to go all the way in. You want to build whole systems and have all the insider access, whatever that is your main core offer. And then the bonus stuff. Okay? Everybody needs to build a bridge from the problems that you've identified. And all of that could lead up to the same, little chain process here, or it might be, more than one or two different options in these columns, and that's okay. However complex you want to build your business, it doesn't matter. You just have to make sure that you're creating a pathway for people all the way through the journey so that they don't get left behind. You got to make people feel like they want to feel so they don't, fall off. And then you're like, oh, it's not working. Yeah, no, you didn't give them a bridge. They didn't feel comfortable taking the next step with you. Your job is to make people feel like they want to feel so they will take another step with you. So that was it. That was all. Ask me any other questions you have. Comments, questions, perspectives, challenges, personal story time, all the things before we go on today. Go.
I just have one question. So I am I'm pointing most of my content towards Substack, so I can start gathering those emails and subscribers, getting my community going. I am wondering if we are going to go over this email sequence. Are there certain things that we need to put in each email? Is that what that is?
Absolutely. And so, a lot of my job is to level set most of the time. And so I told you by the end of this week, we're going to get to email. I think we'll get to it tomorrow. My plan is to do it tomorrow in a 2-part sequence, 2 p.m. / 6 p.m. I know my 6 p.m. people might not be caught up, some of you guys in 2 p.m. But my plan is to break down the whole email sequence tomorrow and Friday. And of course, it's in the social media mastery class, which you are already in. So you'll have access to that as well.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Absolutely. Anybody else? Shout out to my West Coast my folks, Destal, Micaiah, Tracy, Claire, Asia. You out here with it on Instagram. I see you shining, and I love this for you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I told you that lab coat was gonna hit. Didn't I tell you? I be knowing.
That you were right about that, because that's the first thing I said. I was like, I like the lab and the lab coat. It sells it. I love it.
That thing be hit, So
I appreciate that. I'm just embracing my former self and my present self at the same time.
Yes, we're just normalizing this greatness. You know what I'm saying? Normalizing it. Anybody else? Because I feel like I talk a lot, but I know how necessary this is. Because I'm talking in future tense when I talk to you guys, and I'm like, yeah, no, blah 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 blah, and you're like, well, dog was talking a lot. But then when it happens, you've been prepared already. Because people are going to freak out by the time they figure it out, it's too late. We're going to be on the other side of this. Okay. So that I'm doing my job. So I don't apologize. Sorry, not sorry. I speak from the seat of the ancestors, but we got to take this seriously. It's not based on how we feel today. It's based on the fact that I got to finish this race, this assignment that was given to me, so that I and those attached to me can be all right. Claire, you're on mute. Yeah. You want to say something? Hey, girl. Hey.
How are you?
Wonderful.
And I'm speaking. People I've spoken to, and I had a conversation with a person I spoke to the other night. I've been speaking with them about AI for a while, but he said that I really encouraged him to keep going more, and so we talked some more, and I shared some things and I was doing, but he gave me a lot of great responses. So it helped me to see what other people were needing. And he liked the fact, and I showed him the foundation kit, to kind of better explain what I teach and what I share. Mm-hmm. And it really blew his mind, because he was like, wow, okay. He said, I really see that you go deeper than most people where they just teach me. He said, well, when we talked the first time a few months back, he said, you encouraged me to want to know what, at least get into ChatGPT or what it is. And then from there, he learned how to create some marketing material for his stuff. Mm-hmm. And he sent it to me. He was like, what you think? And I was like, who did this? He was like, I did. I was like, what? Mm-hmm. And so he wanted me to redo take it to the next level for him and create some other marketing stuff for him. So we did that. We did a Zoom. We talked a little bit, and I shared, and I created the invitation for something new that he's doing. And so he really liked that. But I spoke to somebody else. But for me, it's like I've talked to so many people when I'm out, mm-hmm. and they're interested, but either it's like, but now it's like I got one business. They're like a food pantry, and I spoke with them, but I need to reach back out. So I wasn't sure if I needed to create like a specific email. So now I'm going back through everything that I did months ago to try to find what I had, so I'm not constantly being on this hamster wheel or reinventing the wheel. To somebody from somebody else reached out to me from another thing I was involved, and she wanted to know, but like you said, I do have to get myself out there on social media. And I think what happens is when I get all my content together, and then I'll either might look at something as inspiration, or maybe, or try to figure out where, like I think you were sharing this like a while back, use social media like to lure, not lure, let me not use that word lure, draw them in, like show them what to do, but then the how to is what you sell. So that, and for me, it's like, I'll get in my head because I don't know how to break that up. You know what I mean? And so I'll add value by letting them know and share this, that. Hey, well, I got a couple minutes. You have a couple minutes. Let me show you how to do blah, 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 blah. And then it's almost like how I don't know how to.
Well, you just said that.
Language.
Absolutely. I hear you. Because you're saying like, let me show you how. And it's like, no. Just zoom out. Just take a step back. And again, the smarter we are, the more challenging this work is. I'm telling y'all are brilliant. So listen, it's like, what are you trying to do? Like, give me an example of something that you would show somebody how to do.
Okay, so like the other night, when I was on the phone with Chef, he was like, well, I want to know how do I did this, but so I was okay. Well, let me just show you. Let's get on Zoom.
No. He wanted to know how to what?
He wanted to know how to design. Like he wanted to redesign an idea he had. So I told him.
Wait. What does that mean? What does that mean?
He created he's trying to do a specific event and something that's really different, in the culinary. And so, but he created, just playing around, he created like, how can I explain without sharing it? But it's like, he created this look on the marketing, like an invitation, so to speak, but it's like a logo, so to speak, but it's like, but it was like the color, everything is like a tag, it'll be on the, like, how you go to VIP tags, but that will be the image, but the words are on it. And on the back, it's like, so what's going on.
Kind of like a flyer.
Yeah, kind of like a flyer.
But he said, how do I redesign this?
That's right. So I showed.
Okay, so wait, pause. So this is what I'm saying. This is the answer to your question. Instead of, and you, what you typically would do is just, let me go in here with you, whether you're in person on thing, and you just literally go, okay, first you blah, 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 and then you blah, 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 and then you blah, and you do it in front of him, right? Mm-hmm. Instead of doing that, you tell him. You would say, oh, amazing. So if you wanted to update this, first thing you would do, choose your it's not a GPT, but I don't know AI. You're the AI expert, but it's like, choose the, whatever service you want to use. Right. And it's like, I recommend this one and this one because of this. But you go in there, and what you want to do is you upload the image that you have right now, and then you need to give it a prompt. You need to tell it, what kind of things you want to change, and da. So it's like a 1, 2, 3. It's like, pick the platform, upload your stuff, give it a prompt, and tell it what you want it to do. Make sure you give it parameters like the art style that you like, and the this, and the that. You just tell them.
Oh,
so literally, they could go. They can't, but in theory, they could go and take what you said and go do it. It's like, and that's how you take some rough idea that you had and use AI to make it better. Stop talking.
Oh, yeah, because I showed him like how, and he was like, well, I don't know, I can't find the prompt, and I was like, well, send the link to,
because all of that, everything that you're doing after that is what we're going to build a business to start having people pay you for.
You're doing too much, Clara. Stop giving away your services.
You see what I'm saying? And take it in the most positive way possible. I'm just answering your question. So you tell them, if you want to do, you have some ideas, some old stuff you want to bring back. You got some flyers, and somebody gave you something. You're like, I'm not really happy with this. But instead of going and hiring another designer to do it, this is what you do. Pick an LLM, or pick a platform. I recommend these because of this. Then upload your stuff, what you got in there, and any other like reference, things you want it to look like this, and this is the old one, and here's the reference. Okay, boom, and then put a prompt in there and make sure you give it some parameters. And if you do that, it's gonna give you totally new. Tell it to give you 4 options, and let you pick. Blah 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 blah. Done. That's it. You stop talking. And then if you're like, well, wait a minute, I don't know what you mean. I don't know what reference documents. I don't know how to do the prompt. I don't know what da. Well, that's what I do for my students. I got a weekly thing that I do, and we get on Sunday nights. Any AI thing you want to do with AI, get on here on Sunday night. I'm gonna help you get it together. Like, you got to get in the monthly thing for that. Or like, we can do a one-on-one session. You pay me $50, $75 an hour, and I can go anything you want to do. We gonna do it. Or like, let me take you through a 2-hour session, and I can train you how to do this, and then you'll always know how to have. You'll have the skill. I can teach you or somebody in your team how to do this all the time, like that.
What about, and I like that because I watch a couple people on TikTok and like a lot of different other AI creators, and it's a couple, maybe about 2 or 3 that I really like, but they're more in the creative space because I love to create and all that stuff too. But I was trying to figure out, I'm like, well, how are they filming? They're doing it faceless to where
right. You asked me that. So I know on a Mac you just go Shift Command 5 and it'll screen record everything. There's also just Google screen capture, screen recording, and there's free tools that you can use and just tell it to record your screen and go do everything you do, and then you have to do a voiceover with it. But you could do it that way, or you could use Loom, Loom.
Yeah, I know about Loom.
Boom, and it'll do the same thing. And
but can I do it?
Keep your face in the little corner.
Can I do it live? Like if I did the screen recording, like where I'm walking through and just showing, like
if you use Loom or you use Zoom or probably Google Meets and just record the session and share the screen like you normally would do. There you go. You got a recording of it.
Okay, I can do that way. But I'm talking about like when they go on, like they'll have a live, but you see them, but they're actually typing on the computer and doing stuff.
Yeah, like I'm on Zoom right now. I just shared my screen. Yeah.
No, not that. Not like that. It's like if you go on TikTok, let's say somebody's talking, you see their computer, but they're literally typing on there, but you can still see their hands. So it's almost like they got the camera facing from their chest.
You just put a tripod up that's looking down at their camera. Looking down at their computer. Yeah, it's a second screen.
So I need to get one of those tripod doohickey thingy.
That's all they're doing. And all of that is in social media mastery as well, y'all. It's like basic shots we could do, front facing versus back facing camera. When do we do, all that kind of stuff is in there. Because, it's been figured out. But yeah, they have a second camera or second phone, and they hang it over like this. You can't see, but and then depending on which like streaming service you're using, you could just switch from camera to camera or view to view, and it'll play that view, and then they'll flip back to the other view. It's like a producer little option that you have. That's what that is.
Okay, that'll give me an idea. So like if I do a Loom, I can just say something like, hey guys, y'all new to chat, y'all new to AI, blah, 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 blah. Maybe say, here's some basic 1, 2, 3s, just for getting Chat GPT. That's something
exactly
not giving.
And just record your screen and blah, 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 boom, 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 and see you on the next one. Like that. Or you could do a whole session like that and also have a second device recording like that angle of your hands on the computer or whatever, and then take that screen recording and the second device recording, and then you edit the two, put them together into one video. That's what people actually do most of the time.
Yeah, because I was watching one last night, and they'll have where people are chatting in. Like I'll watch, but sometimes I don't always tap the screen to join it. I'll just kind of like, I'll just say looking through the glass window.
Sure.
And some and then I'll see people, they'll send like the hearts, or they'll tap the screen for them.
So if you stream live through Restream or StreamYard or some of the other ones, Riverside, right? You can literally set up different scenes in there. So one is like your main face. One is like, I'm sharing a PowerPoint or with my face in the corner or whatever, You can also add, another feed in there. Like I said, that second device. And all they're doing is clicking from screen to screen, to scene, on the platform that they're using. That's the way they do that live. And so, but people are still commenting on top of that. And you could push the button and show the comments on the screen and all that kind of stuff. It's just the live streaming. That's all it is.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
just Google how to record from a second device on a live stream, and it'll tell you exactly how to set it up. Yeah, I'm glad you're getting creative with this because people need you. It's time. Like, stop playing. Let's go. Anybody else want to share? I see hearts and fists and people excited in the chat, and that's what I'm talking about. So we're gonna get this money. No, we don't have to get it because we're making the money. You know what I mean? Do not be fooled by people who say, "Oh, this has nothing to do with us. Oh, everything is fine. Oh, just wait for the next election." Like, oh, all of that. The lies, as my mother would say. The devil is a lie. My grandmother would say. I need you to understand that this is not 2005. It's not just go on, carry on. No. Those days are over. However, we're gonna be all right. So, massive layoffs. This is an opportunity for most entrepreneurs, especially if you serve entrepreneurs, if that's part of the group of people that you serve, because you can help them start their business and do things faster and make some money. The whole, everything's being exposed about what's in our food and water supply. If you serve people and want to help them eat healthier, do better physically, this is an opportunity for you because you can say, it's bad out here. Did you know all the bread, everything got chemicals in it? It's nothing good out here. So you need to switch over. Let me help you do that. You know what I'm saying? The stress, the high levels of stress and anxiety and mental, people are going through it right now. If you have anything to do with health and wellness, this is a boon for you because you can say, listen, I can help you regulate your nervous system, be okay in the face of all that's going on, right? So current events, those of us who are elevated, who are OGs, who are high value entrepreneurs, you're able to serve people in the midst of the chaos. When everybody else is crumbling and, oh my God, you're like, nope, we got solutions over here. Over here. You know what I'm saying? So think of yourself and your business that way and start to really organize. This is how I talk to people. This is who I'm serving. I know that people out here struggling with this. I'm prepared to serve them. These are the types of things they talk about. I'm prepared. I'm listening. When I hear those conversations, I insert myself. When I know the kind of person I want to talk to, I go and reach out. Hey, do you know anybody who has XYZ, ABC? Do you know anybody who has this? And you know anybody who's in this field, in this industry? Put yourself out there. Go on LinkedIn. Start to network. And then I don't know what to say. Yes, you do. Then you do the Afro method. And you go through that conversation and you're going to glean everything they say and everything they tell you. I don't need this right now, but I know somebody who does. Like, y'all, it could literally be that simple. It could all be so simple. Like, it's not hard. No, it's not. It's not. Money's supposed to flow like water. That's why they call it currencies. You know what I'm saying? So listen, y'all send me your questions and stuff. Tomorrow is the day. Email sequence. What happens if they give me their email address? What happens after that? I'm going to tell y'all on tomorrow. Till then, we got to go. I got to go. I'm so late. I done missed the baby. The new baby that came to the house and I didn't even go downstairs because I'm on with y'all. I love y'all. Love it here. Love it here. See y'all tomorrow. Till then, we got to go. We got to go. We're out.